Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Blue Golf Ball here today with another Pokemon TCG Online video. Today we're going to be doing a Speed Mega Rayquaza deck. This is going to be a 220 HP colorless Pokemon. We got the nice full art Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza EX here. It's got the Mega Evolution rule, but the really cool thing here is got the Evolution trait, the Delta trait here, and you can play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve the Pokemon during your first turn or during the first turn you play the Pokemon. So wow, that is sweet. You can evolve right away, and with the Spirit Link, you won't lose your turn. Emerald Break is a really good attack. This attack does 30 more damage times the number of your bench Pokemon. Combining that with the Sky Stadium, you can hit up to 240 damage on a full bench. This is an exciting, explosive attack. Our goal is to do turn 1 Emerald Break, and we're going to see if we can pull it off. Let's take a look at the supporting cast. Of course, we're going to be doing a 4-4 line of Rayquaza EX. I don't mind having the 4-4 line here. This is going to be really fun to pull off. We do have Intensifying Burn that does 10 damage and 50 more damage on Pokemon EX, and if you have a Muscle Band, of course, you'll be doing 80 damage, but we're not going to be using Muscle Bands. Take a look here. We have the Dragon Pulse, and you do end up discarding 3 cards at the top card of your deck, 3 cards on the top of your deck. But here is the main partner here, also a colorless type. It's a 108 and 10 HP. Shaman EX here is a 110 HP colorless Pokemon. It's got the ability Set Up, and it's kind of like Uxie from, I don't know, way back then, that Pokemon card. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve, not to evolve, but onto your bench, you can draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. That is amazing. And then with Sky Return, you can return this Pokemon, all the cards attached to it, back into your hand for 30 damage. I will showcase a Shaman EX deck in the future again, but this is going to be mostly focused on Emerald Break with Mega Rayquaza. Shaman's just going to be a part-timer here. We will be running a 2-2 line of Altaria. This also has the Evolution rule, so it's pretty cool. It can do Wing Attack for 30. Probably will never do that. And each of your colorless Pokemon has no weakness. That's pretty awesome. We'll be running a 1-1 line of Ninetales here, 90 HP Fire-type Pokemon with the ability Barrier Shrine. And each player can't play any more Stadium cards from his or her hand. And this way we can kind of lock the Stadium in play. But, of course, there's other ways around it. We can always use Garbodor or Wobbuffet to stop the ability, and then our opponent can always counter the Stadium and then switch out Wobbuffet. So that'd be kind of complicated. We'll be running a single Virizion EX here, since what we want to do is use Verdant Wind to protect us from special conditions. This is where we'll be playing Grass Energy as the energy type, I guess you could say, for the energy cards. And we can always use Emerald Slash too. You never know when that might come in handy to bring out some more grass energies. We'll be running 3 battle compressors to get the energies into the discard pile. That way we can use the nice and brand spanking new item card, the Mega Turbo. And we do have the Computer Search for a nice consistency card. Sad but true. Once the rotation happens, this card will no longer be valid and was never reprinted, so pretty sad to see it go away. Here is the Mega Turbo. Attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon. This is going to see a ton of play from the Roaring Sky set. We're really looking forward to seeing this in competitive battles, and I am looking forward to seeing all these Mega Pokemon in play. So here is the Repeat Ball. We have a lot of repetition in this deck. Might as well play a Repeat Ball and get some more Shamans out, and kind of Shamans and Rayquazas. That'd be pretty cool. 3 Ultra Balls here. So you discard 2 cards from your hand, and you can search for any Pokemon you want from your deck. And 3 via Seeker as well. Very nice. We got the Secret Rare here, so that's pretty awesome. 2 Culvers, since we're going to be really consistent with having Pokemon on our bench, and we can draw into big hand sizes. 1 Lysander's trump card, 3 Ends, and 1, I'm not sure how many, 1 Juniper, that's it. We don't want to discard too many cards from our hand, and we're going to rely mostly on the Set Up ability from Shaman EX. We got the Sky Field here. Each player can have up to 8 Pokemon. I already mentioned this, and it works very well in conjunction with the Emerald Break attack from Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza, hitting for 240 with a full bench of 8. That's insane. We have the Rayquaza Spirit Link here, as mentioned before, 4 DCEs and a handful, 6 of those grass energies. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Okay, looks like we're playing against PM. What did I say? MF or PM Stud, and we will get to go first, I guess. That way we can, I don't know, we'll see what we can do by going first. We start off with a Swablu. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's go with the Virizion. I think that's a pretty good choice. And oh boy, we're playing against a Virizion deck as well. So I'm going to go ahead and thin out the deck a little bit with a repeat ball. And there is nothing to repeat, but hey, let's take a look at our deck real quick. We have the Mega Rayquaza, Turbo, Mega Turbo, some DCEs, Rayquaza, Shaman, Mega Rayquaza, and the like. Okay, so we couldn't thin out the deck a little bit, but we were able to do that at the very least, and we will end the turn. Now, right now, we are in top deck mode. We need to top deck something, and my opponent brings out a Team Flare gear, so I actually like that a lot. I prefer that on the Virizion EX rather than our Mega Rayquaza or the Rayquaza EX. And my opponent goes for an Acro Bike. We see the Grass Energy. We also see a Venusaur. We see an N, so got to thank my opponent for that. Thank you, sir, for playing an N. We get N into a really good hand, and we are on our way. So here we go. We get a Shaman EX as well, and a Sky Field. Now, what I really want to do is, oh gosh, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I'm going to get rid of this DCE. It might come back to haunt me, but I really want to get another Rayquaza going. We do have the Vulpix as well, so actually I'm a little bit more tempted to go with the Vulpix, but since there's no Ninetales, there's really no rush to get it. And let's just go ahead. We'll play the Rayquaza here, and then we'll even go with the Shaman to draw into some more cards. And wow, we get another. Let's see if we can draw. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go for the N, and that's not necessary anymore. Our bench is full. Let's go ahead and discard some energies here. Let's get rid of all the energies we can, and it's not really necessary to try to go for the Emerald Sash with this Headringer here. And we'll end the turn. We can draw into 7 cards with this Colress, so that's always really good. And these Shamans here, one reason why we played it too is to kind of thin out the deck a little bit more instead of playing N and then having multiple Shamans, 3 Shamans in the deck versus only 2. So there's only 2 left. My opponent goes for a Lysander and brings up the Shaman here. We can end up doing a Sky Return if we get the DCE. My opponent goes for a Hypnotoxic Laser, and there is 50 damage. Now, one thing we can do is we can play the Grass Energy onto the Shaman. We do stay asleep, so here's going to be the plan. We will go ahead. We're going to play this here, and I'm going to go for the Colress. We'll get into a really nice hand size. And we miss out. We do miss out on. Oh man, we miss out on the Stadium. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and play these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's draw into some more cards. We got the Mega right here. I'm going to go ahead and let's just retreat into the Virizion. That way we have a retreat from the energy, and we'll just evolve. We can't really do much else here. And we'll evolve to this Rayquaza with a double colorless. We have a Mega Turbo here, which we can play. And then we'll just go with a Juniper. Now, we have a bunch of Shamans that are definitely vulnerable to getting sniped or vulnerable to, being Lysandered out and getting one-shotted. So you always got to pay attention to that. These Shamans are really flimsy in terms of HP since it's only 110. But, with the Sky, we are set right now with this Sky Bridge. And let's take a look here. We have 1 Sky Field. Did I say Sky Bridge? Sky Earl Bridge. That brings back, that's a lot of memories right there. We have 4 energies, meaning there's 2 left in the deck. 1 left in the deck. 1 is on our Virizion. We have an Ultra Ball, at least 2 more Ultra Balls, 2 more Battle Compressors, and at least 2 more DCEs as well. My opponent hits us for 70, and I'm not too worried about that. All I am is I'm glad that there was no... Okay, so here we go. I'm just glad that there was no, what do you call that? Let's see here. Enhanced Hammers, that's right. Okay, let's go with the Juniper. We get the Rayquaza Spirit Links. Might as well play these here. And I'm going to play this here as well. We'll go with, Oh man, I'm gonna hang on to this and let's go. We'll retreat and let's go for the Emerald Break, hitting for 240 damage. Oh man, hey, here's the Ninetales. Thanks for joining the party late, and the Vulpix is already in the discard pile, so we can't exactly lock up the stadium. My opponent may counter the stadium, and we'll end up discarding our Shaymins. That's 2 of them right here, 3 of them, I mean, that we'll end up discarding. That's okay with me. My opponent plays a Juniper as well as an Acrobike. We will see us get hit with a Jungle Hammer or a Poison Powder, but my opponent counters the stadium. We'll go ahead, we'll get rid of these Shaymins. And here is the Verbank City Gym. Again, we can actually go for a Lysander's Trump card. That could be a option there. That way we can be able to get these Shaymins back, as well as a couple of different resources. And alrighty then. So looks like that's going to be the plan. Let's go ahead and we'll counter the stadium. And we got hit for quite a bit. We should be able to knock out this Venusaur, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 30. That's 150. I need one more. All right. So, oh boy, this is a little bit tricky. Okay. Let's go. Let's go with this Lysander's Trump card. We will trump card everything back in. So what I really want is to lock things up. So let's go with the Battle Compressor. We'll thin out the deck a little bit more with the Grass Energies. And there we go. And I'm going to go ahead. We'll just counter this. And what I really need is, let's get the Shaymin out here. And we'll be able to draw into 6 more cards. We get a Mega Turbo. We also get another Spirit Link. And, probably won't need to play the Mega Turbo for now. What I really need is the Vulpix. That way in the next turn we should be able to lock up the stadium. And alright, let's go for the Emerald Break, hitting for 210. That is a one-hit knockout there. We have a Rayquaza down here with a Spirit Link that we can play. And we also get another Swablu. That's not exactly necessary. So if my opponent counters the stadium here, that would be pretty devastating. We'll have to end up discarding probably a Rayquaza and maybe the Shaymin. But at some point, again, I'd like to be able to set up the Ninetales to lock the stadium in place. My opponent was able to draw a huge amount of cards, and there it goes. I'm going to get rid of the Altaria. No need to play the Altaria because, well, the Altaria, there's no electric Pokemon on my opponent's side of the field. So there's that. So we'll get a Ninetales, but sad to say, we won't be able to play it. I need to get rid of this Verbank City Gym first, and then I can evolve into the Ninetales. My opponent saw that I have a Vulpix ready, so my opponent wanted to play the Verbank City Gym as soon as my opponent can. Again, the Verbank City Gym isn't really useful right now, since my opponent won't be able to do much with that. I'm going to undo that action there. Let's go ahead. We will evolve the Rayquaza, and I'm going to definitely undo that. Let's go and get the Colress here. And let's play the Shaymin, draw into some more cards. All right, there we go. And that's what I wanted to do. And let's play the Swablu. And we even get the Colress. And hey, here we go. We get another one of these guys. We get a Mega Turbo. This is getting pretty good. And another Rayquaza Spirit Link, which isn't really necessary. Let's get another one of these guys going. Why the heck not? And there it is right there. And we'll play this Battle Compressor. I'm not sure what to get rid of. Perhaps the N, and perhaps that's about it. We should be able to. What am I doing? Let's just take out the win. Okay, there we go. 180, and we'll take the victory there. Oh, okay. Wow, I'm gonna play another match. This is a fun deck to play, and this is, a very intense deck, definitely. So I apologize for my opponent right there. I didn't mean to take up his time and waste his time. I really hate when that happens to me, and I wasn't really paying attention. But anyways, we're playing against Mr. Ducky, and again, I wasn't paying attention. I'm not too sure what my opponent's playing, but that's how it is in real life. You never really know what kind of deck your opponent's playing. And hey, we start off with a Virizion again, and we even get the Swablu and Altaria. This is always great. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll play this right there. I'm going to play the energy here so we can get the retreat. We'll play the Shaymin and set up. Huh. Yeah. Okay, this is not looking too good. Let's set up again. Let's draw into 2 more cards, and we'll get rid of this here and this here. And let's get the Rayquaza. And we'll play the Rayquaza, and we will evolve. Look at that. This is great. This is why you want that turn 1 Mega Evolution, because you're not going to be able to attack anyways. Might as well, right? Might as well just set up. So we are in a prime position. We can play the Shaman EX in the next turn and draw into 5 more cards, and oh man, or 4 more cards actually, because we're gonna be drawing into something in our first turn. And my opponent plays a Ultra Ball, getting rid of the Lysander as well as a Water Energy. We see another Jirachi here. And okay, this is going to be a Battle Compressor. It looks like we're going to be playing against either an Executor deck or a Empoleon Flareon deck of some sort. Off of the Shaman EX, if we can get a supporter, that'll be a plus. If we can get the Mega Turbo and a DCE, that would be huge. We can just play the Retreat, knock out the Jirachi, turn to Emerald Break. Turn to Emerald Break. Man, that is just sick. Ideally, if you're going second and you can do a turn 1 Emerald Break, wow. Just wow, that is amazing. Anyways, my opponent goes and gets rid of the Empoleon and Leafeon and Execute. So this will definitely be a Flareon and Empoleon deck with Leafeon as well as a tech. And so we see a DCE here. We're probably going to see a retreat for the Jirachi. My opponent we could probably see some. We won't see an Eevee. I was expecting to see maybe a Ditto or maybe some eggs. I don't know. Most likely not an egg, but some Dittos. I was expecting some Dittos, but we saw a Jirachi retreat into the Eevee, and my opponent can definitely go for another Battle Compressor. I was gonna say we're not gonna see Ether appear and see the Eevee go for Signs of Evolution. That's highly unlikely. We do see the Execute and the Empoleon here, and both these are wow, secret rares, huh? That's pretty nice. My opponent can definitely take out another Execute, maybe another Empoleon. I'm not sure. Could see some Dittos, some Audinos, thinning out the deck a little bit more. And there we go. We see the Archie's Ace in Hole, and we see a Seismitoad. Oh, that's interesting. And here is the Execute. I'm not sure why my opponent opted to get rid of the Seismitoad. And there is a DC. So 2 DCEs are in the discard pile, and here comes an Eevee. 2 DCEs and a Water Energy. Typically with these kind of decks, they go pretty light on the what do you call it? On the energies. Anyways, we'll go ahead and grab these guys. And oh, what a bummer. We couldn't really get anything else. We are in top deck mode for sure. Oh man, couldn't draw into nothing. All right, so if we could top deck a Juniper, a Sycamore, I don't know. Oh, I don't play any Sycamore, so what am I talking about? Oh wow, here is a DCE. We will get one-shotted by this Virizion EX, and yeah, that's not looking too good for us. My opponent even gets an Archie going with the Empoleon. Wow, 170 HP for this Empoleon. Here's another Eevee, this one with the Evolution 1. My opponent will be able to knock out the Virizion this turn. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer here. Might end up sacrificing the Altaria. I think that might be the plan. And these kind of decks too, I'm banking on this Flareon deck not playing too many stadiums. I have a feeling my opponent probably won't be playing that many stadiums. And here we go. I'm actually going to promote the Altaria here. Okay, so we do get the Sky Field, so that's always good. And let's take a look here. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play this, and I'm going to undo that. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, let's just get rid of these guys. And let's get the Shaman. I need to get a new hand here. I'll play this here, and we'll play this here. Yes, draw into a new hand. We get a Mega Turbo, which is fine. It's not necessary to keep the Altaria since there's really no weakness that we are afraid of. My opponent shouldn't be playing anything lightning related. We'll go with this here. We'll go with a Mega Turbo. And might as well Mega Evolve, and then we will end the turn. I have to wait and see if my opponent counters the stadium. Otherwise, darn it, we don't have any supporters to play the VS Seeker. Oh man, all 4 Shamans are out here, and wow, we don't have anything. My opponent plays a Silver Bango onto the Empoleon. Can we get a Colress, please? That would be awesome. And we are sacrificing our Altaria here. Yeah, we got a top deck and energy bad. Otherwise, I'm kind of just waiting on getting an energy here. I will probably play the Mega Rayquaza. I think that's probably the best option here. I don't know. But we're in top deck mode here. We're at 28 cards. So we played 4 Shamans, and we have yet to see a supporter. That's incredible. Here we go. My opponent plays a Battle Compressor. We see the Taoism Machine discard the Float Stone and an Execute for a Battle Compressor. My opponent thinning out the deck a little bit more. And man, if we can even get a Lysander's trump card, I think I'll be very pleased with that. And so Acro Bikes and Dinos galore. We see that Archie right there. A Seismitoad is also in the discard pile. My opponent is going for a VS Seeker. So I'm not sure. That could go for the Juniper, I think. I don't think my opponent would be going... Oh, wow, my opponent's going for a Lysander's trump card. Ah, I see. My opponent might be afraid of these Mega Turbos that are very deadly. Mega Turbos can man, they're just like Dark Patches, but worse. Since the Pokemon doesn't need to be on the bench, unlike Dark Patches. So I'm expecting this Altaria to get knocked out, and this is really getting me scared right now. Oh, we get End. Oh, wow. Oh, that's kind of nice. Well, we don't have much of anything going for us, but let's see here. I'm going to promote this one here. That way we can just Mega Turbo onto this one and play the DCE and take out the Flareon. And then we'll also have this Mega Rayquaza on the bench as a backup. So here we go. My opponent will be pretty far ahead in prizes. But we got to wait and see. Hey, we get an End of our own. So there we go. Let's go with this here. And we'll Mega Turbo over there. Let's go for the N. And hopefully we can get that... Okay. Let's get rid of this one. I think that... No, wait a second. Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of the Juniper. We can always call this the next turn. And alright, so let's get this Ninetales. Let's lock up the stadium. So the stadium's going to be here for good. I don't think my opponent plays anything to counter this ability. So let's go for the Emerald Break, hitting for 180. And hey, we get another Sky Field, which isn't really necessary. We do have the Shaman EX here that we can use for Sky Return, but I have a feeling that that won't be necessary. Again, my opponent can always play Lysander and bring out the Shaman EXs since they're so weak. They only have 110 HP. In the next turn, I should be able to take out whatever gets in my way. I mean, even the Empoleon. We're hitting for 180, I think, 180 one shot. So I'm feeling really confident. We even have a Colress here. Can draw into a bunch more cards. And my opponent can still play Lysander's trump card. I think that might disrupt the way that we draw a little bit. But besides that, I'm not too concerned. So leading off with the Virizion was probably a mistake. And it was probably a mistake to leave the Virizion in the active spot. But whatever. It is what it is. I mean, the Virizion kind of did its job. Either way, even if we didn't leave the Virizion out there, my opponent would have knocked something else out. And, oh, we see a Keldeo over here. My opponent has a DCE on the Flareon. Let's take a look at how many Pokemon my opponent has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Pokemon. Wow, my opponent would be doing 150 on the Mega Rayquaza. Either that, or we could see a Lysander, and that would be a ton of damage on the our poor little Shamans. And nope, we just see an Archie's Ace in a Hole. That could bring us the Seismitoad. Not that we really need any item cards at this point, since those won't be really necessary. My opponent will bring out the Flareon. And nice to know we only have a 1 retreat cost. We get hit for 140, but not too concerned here whatsoever. Let's go for the Colress. Oh my goodness, that's a ridiculous hand size. And we get this going for us. Let's go with the repeat ball. And here is the Mega Rayquaza. We have the Spirit Link here. So nice to be able to evolve right away. And I'm going to go ahead and let's just power up this guy here. Looks like we only use 1 per turn. Is that right? Oh, wait, we don't have any more energy cards. That's right. Alright, so let's go. We will get rid of this stadium. No need to see that anymore. And we have another Rayquaza here. Can we fit that in the bench? Yes, we can. Okay. Let's just attach that to this one. So we got 3 attackers here ready to go. I'm just going to go ahead. We will retreat. Man, 1 retreat cost is so nice. And here we go. Emerald Break hitting for 240 damage. That is not necessary. And we are on our way. It's really tough to take on this Mega Rayquaza with Flareon. And my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon on his side of the field. That means my opponent would need to play like a total of 26 Pokemon. And to have these 6 out here and 1 more to evolve this Eevee, I mean, that's 7, 26, 19 Pokemon in the discard pile, plus the 2 from the Vengeance. That's only 121. Could see something like a Muscle Band. Oh, man, yeah. My opponent would be doing a lot of damage with the Empoleon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Wait, am I counting that right? That's ridiculous for 1 energy. That's pretty impressive. And that's the problem with these Shamans. And wow, my opponent actually decked out. Unless we see a Lysander Trump card, which we can still see. I think my opponent has the Lysander Trump card in hand. Yep, my opponent does. And here's the Lysander Trump card. And, okay, so we can play Battle Compressor and use the VS Seeker for a Colress. So we can do that. We have a DCE here, so we can just pay the retreat. My opponent won't be able to knock us out, so we can just retreat into this fresh Mega Rayquaza, take out the Empoleon. And I'm not sure what my opponent would use to respond. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty comfortable here. I can play a DCE onto this Rayquaza, but most likely I'll play it onto this Mega Rayquaza. And hey, we see a Battle Compressor. My opponent can actually get some of these eggs back into the discard pile, and then my opponent can still use the Diving Draw from this Empoleon to be able to draw into 2 more cards. I'm looking forward to this hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got, I think it's at 8 over here, so if we get a Colress, we can actually Colress for, oh my goodness, 13 cards. Wow, that is ridiculous. And can you imagine my opponent had 8 Pokemon in his bench? That's 16, the max you can do. That is just crazy. The one way that my opponent can get rid of the Sky Field would be to knock out the Ninetales, and then in the next turn, counter the Stadium. But we'll have to wait and see. And I wouldn't mind if my opponent countered the Stadium. I'd get rid of my Shamans. We'd still be able to knock out most of the Pokemon besides the Seismitoad and the Keldeo. We wouldn't be able to knock those in one shot if my opponent got rid of the Sky Field. But the Flareon is back, so we got to watch out for that. My opponent plays the Ultra Ball, discarding the Execute and a Pokemon Center. I think my opponent only plays 1 Pokemon Center. And that's about it. So, oh wow, my opponent has 7, and we get hit for 200 damage. That wasn't quite enough to knock us out. And so we will just go ahead and we'll play the retreat. Retreat for 1. And there we go. Let's go with the Battle Compressor. Let's get rid of the Colress and a couple more energies. Or not. Oh man, most of my energies are gone. So let's just get rid of the Swablu. Don't need to see that. And let's just get rid of the Swablu line, since that's not really necessary at this point, because we don't have any weakness against anything that my opponent throws at us. So let's just get rid of that. And we could Mega Turbo onto this one, but that might be useless. I'd rather set up another Mega Rayquaza. So let's go with that. And oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. Let's see here. Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of the N. And we get the Rayquaza Spirit Link, so that's good. Let's play the Spirit Link on here. Let's go with the repeat ball. Get the last Mega Rayquaza out here. And there it is. We'll go with the Mega Turbo. And we have this Mega Rayquaza over here on the bench already basically set up to start attacking. And that's a fresh Mega Rayquaza right here. That's really impressive. So let's go with the Emerald Break. Hit for 240. We are tied in prizes. My opponent here has 1, 2, 3 Pokemon, 4 Pokemon in the discard pile. And we could see this Flareon hit us for a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to do much of anything. And again, we can still see Lysander, so we get hit for 60. I am not too concerned whatsoever, but you know what? I'm not going to take anything for chances, so let's go. We'll just retreat into the one on the bench, and that's a fresh one right there. And we can even use the Mega Turbo again onto this one. There we go, just in case. And I think we're good. Let's go with the Emerald Break, 240. And we even get a DCE, so that means we can play it onto this one over here. Since this is the only one that doesn't have enough energies. We got a Keldeo here, which we can probably knock out in one shot. And I think this is pretty much game. Mr. Ducky, thank you. That was a good game. GG. I mean, it's not over until it's over. So we could see something like 2 Ethers and an energy drop. And then... or we could see something like a bunch of cards getting discarded and a Blastoise comes out of nowhere, but I didn't think I saw a Blastoise. That would be pretty ridiculous if we saw that, and then, you know, somewhere out of nowhere my opponent gets a ton of water energies. That would be very impressive, but I can't see that ever happening since we kind of already saw his deck. My opponent retreats into the Leafeon and hits us for 240. Wow, I forgot. I had so many energies here. And, okay, so, alright, well, here's what we're going to do. Let's just get one more Pokemon, into play. Let's get rid of these, and, oh, no, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, well, let's just bring out this Jirachi. Alright, here we go, GG, and 210 damage, and there it is. Oh man, I think Mega Rayquaza is a fun deck to play, and this is a very scary deck to play against. But it definitely has flaws. It definitely has a lot of things that people can take advantage of. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this deck? Let me know in the comments below. It's pretty fun, and this is my take on the Emerald Break Mega Rayquaza deck. Let me know your thoughts and post your comments. And if you like the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hopefully you guys have some more deck ideas for me. I'll take a look at them. If you can hashtag build this deck, please, I'll see it in my newsfeed and stuff like that. So you guys all take care. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Goodbye.